everything. You were loved by a king. You were worth everything, and now there's nothing you could bring. You were worth it all the time. The Father's helped you all the while. Hear the angels sing. You were
from Wake Village, USA. Great group there called Pocket Full of Rocks. Great song there called Worth Everything. Oceans, Where Your Feet May Fall. Great worship song before that. Hillsong United. And great there. Great piece. And like I said before, you want to hear your favorite, your recording along with these great artists. You can have it right here on GJRB. And I'll give you all the details of how you get your song on the radio here on Spreaker, on GJRB Online. It's a great place to get your song heard, and great audiences to all around the globe to hear it. It's fabulous as always. Piercing the Darkness and 70 times 7 started the set on the Positive Rock Show here on GJRB. It's a great time to be together on a Tuesday afternoon. This is our Tuesday where we feature emerging artists. And I got some more coming up your way, so stay with me here on GJRB on Spreaker. Positive Rock Show. More great Christian rock coming your way. And some classic Christian rock coming up too. So stay with us, and we'll have it for you here. And good stuff. So let's get into that. I got Crystal Lewis coming up along the way too. Great classic. And Rebecca St. James. Stay with me. The Positive Rock Show here on GJRB.
Now, here's what's going on in the world of Christian music. This is Christian Rock News.
All right, let's get started on some Christian rock news. And I want to congratulate Lauren Dage. She won the top Christian album, How Can It Be, in the Billboard Music Awards. It's great that some secular music crowds are honoring some Christian artist. How Can It Be? Helping to fulfill her desire is is to point people to God in immersed love. She was quoted, "If I can help people, even if it's with a 3-minute song, just experience God. You never know how that will change the rest of your day or the rest of your life." She says that, quote, unquote. Quote, she also says that I just want people to be able to experience Him. And back on Sunday, May 22nd, 2016, How Can It Be received the 2016 Billboard Music Awards for the top Christian album. How about that? We're experiencing night, and we congratulate her, us, and Air One as well. Great station that promotes new Christian artists. If we're not playing Best in Christian Rock, you can hear it on Air One. And we got a new song coming up on Air One right now playing, and it's a new album out by Skillet. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that piece. Let's see, they are new album. I'm going to see if I can go back to that one initial page that I was on before, because it has the article on it. And maybe I haven't found it. Okay, I'm going to look in here and see if I can find it back in music news. It's down here. Okay, let me see here. Okay, maybe it isn't here. I don't know where I put that page. Anyway, that's they have a new album out, and Anyhow, let's go down the page a while. Awesome moment. Talking about Skillet. Nathaniel and Skillet got together for a sound check. Nathaniel on drums. I have a picture of it there. And a happy Make-A-Wish Day. Thanks to Nathaniel for hanging with us and killing it on drums during a sound check. And he said, "You rock, man." Yeah, fabulous. And King and Country. Luke Smallbone of King and Country met with a special guy in person. And he said, "My wife and I have been in El Salvador visiting the work of Compassion International. And I got to meet this champ, a young child that they're sponsoring there." So that's great. And let's see, I think another one here up here. Lecree, again, Christian. I don't know if he's a Christian artist, but he's a rap artist. Apparently, he's going to be telling his own story in a book. Authentically Christian, so the Christian community can tell. Quote, they can smell it, they can sense it, they can taste it in authenticity. But when hip-hop community and the music and the entertainment community sees the authenticity of artistry, of craftsmanship, then you really take the craft seriously. That's Lecree. You want to learn more about his music, you can check it out, and the conversation between Lecree and Priscilla Shire, speaker, author, and actress, in Chat with Priscilla. And that is it for this edition of Christian Rock News on GJRB. Coming up next hour, more great Christian rock. We'll have a news break for you coming up at the top of the hour, a little past the hour. And we'll also include weather on the fives. For us to talk about that weather news. What was going on yesterday down in Florida. Our listeners down there in St. Pete Beach, Tampa, Florida. I'm glad you guys were all safe. You kind of escaped by that one. Although it was a pretty bad storm. I was looking at some of the video on TV last night from WFLA Channel 8 on our Roku box, watching and it was what a terrible thing that they had, that kind of weather. Coming up, we'll talk about that and a whole lot more next hour. Along with that, I got some more great Christian rock, including Jesse D. Leo, new artist, and some new artists coming up this hour on the Positive Rock Show. So stay with me. It's coming up this hour on GJRB. Everyone needs a place to worship. A place full of fellow believers in the risen Lord. A place to praise Him together. That place is Christian Community Fellowship Church. Come into a growing church that is willing to help and bring you closer to God. Remember, if you can't always attend or you're visiting from far away, you can stay connected to us with a live podcast of church services and special events in the GJRB Spreaker public site. Christian Community Fellowship Church, 1825 Iowa Avenue, Clinton, Iowa. Watch. Pray. For we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy. New World Order. Terrorism. Economic collapse, wars, pest, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, end-time headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, smooth jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, You get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy. It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Rustin, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. From America's Heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Can't stop thinking about my situation.
couldn't stop myself, so I just walked out. Did it again. Spoke too soon, called a couple of friends. Blood boiled on life for a minute. Kick a few things, that's enough to be finished. Heart and hand calm as I walk in the door. Hold my breath when I let it roar. Looking good down in the little grace. Put the world down and I pick a face. All the scared boys trying to save face. Pride in the mouth, it's a bitter taste. Spit it out, don't need it. Put it down and I just leave it. But I keep hearing it talk to me. Knows what I'm thinking like it's all to me. Hold my breath when it's hard to breathe. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines. And I know I can make the darkness sing. I need a strong tower, no coward. Take back the flowers, sell the cash, get my tools established. Down the passage, strike the matches. Light my black and white the sky. Wipe my face, redeem the time. The bathroom mirror. Look inside my soul to try to talk to the God to stay alive. Pitch myself, try not to cry. Walking by the sea of the river. Left my friends, I still survive. Is this the one? Is this now? A moment, jump and leave the crowd. Walking with the king, turning proud. The sinner reborn, get the victor's crown. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines. And I know I can make the darkness sing. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines. And I know I can make the darkness sing. Wanna have to wait for the spark that covers me. It's a step for me to take. It's not one that we can waste. I can't when I try to do what I think is right. It's something I control. It's so hard to commit when I don't know. I can't when I try to do what I think is right. It's something I control. It's so hard to commit when I don't know. I know diamonds are the only thing that shines. And I know I can make the darkness sing. 'Cause I know diamonds are the only thing that shines. And I know I can make the darkness sing.
Yeah, Manifest on the Positive Rock Show. Diamonds, great song. Run for My Life by Jesse DeLeo ahead of that on the Positive Rock Show. Starting off our next hour of great Christian rock nonstop for you all this afternoon here on GJRB along Spreaker on GJRB Online. Welcome aboard. I'm Gary J. Russell. We got some more great Christian rock, so stay with me. Got some new music and some really good artists coming your way, including music from Adrian Steyer. Got him up. He's a new artist, and we've had him on here quite a bit here on GJRB since we first premiered him last year. And he's fabulous. His music is just tremendous. We got a really good song from him on here, and it is called A.D. Majesty. It's coming up. And he's a fabulous artist coming out of South Africa. So we have an artist coming from South Africa coming up after new stuff on Emerging Tuesday. We played this song before. It's a pretty good tune. So it's coming your way here on the Positive Rock Show here on GJRB. And but first, it's the news. And top of the news, of course, yesterday for you people listening in Florida, South Florida, Central Florida. From what I understand, I think this storm is headed up. It's supposed to by this time be headed up the Atlantic coast, and that was Tropical Storm Cullen. Did some extensive damage to property and boats in Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg. Kind of wiped out did a lot of damage to some places. They actually closed the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. I've been over that. It's a fabulous bridge. They closed that bridge off. They had a lot of bridges closed off, but that one is one of the main ones. And the Gulf of Mexico, up and over its banks, it just high tide and a lot of water lapping over a bar and grill in St. Petersburg. A lot of extensive damage, and we're going to put a prayer out to a fellow out there who had a houseboat along the bay there and lost his mother. His mother had to go into the hospital, and he lost his home, and it was kind of a sad situation for him. So we're going to put a prayer out to that young man that things get better for him. That's for sure. But speaking of summer, and it looks like it's going to be a sweltering one for most of the United States, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And a continuing trend in the 2016 being the warmer than average year, this summer could be the scorcher for the majority of the United States, according to NOAA. NOAA's Climate Prediction Center released its summer outbreak last week, which predicts above average temperatures for this season. John Gottschick, who's a meteorologist for the Climate Prediction CPC, told the Live Science that the warmer temperatures are expected after El Nino, the climate cycle during which the band of warm water on the Pacific coast can impact global warming patterns. He said, quote, typically when you have transition from El Nino to La Nina, there's generally warmer temperatures across much of the country, so that is one of the primary drivers. That's according to him. And I've been hearing that, and we're going to get some predicted really hot temperatures, folks. And I know here, I think later on in the week we're expected to get near 90 degrees, so it's going to get hot for a majority of this end of the country, that's for sure. And I'll be watching this one pretty much. All right, Hillary Clinton, according to a story, said she sealed her nomination right on. Yep. Boy, what an appropriate day. Yesterday was kind of a demonic day. 6/6/16. Hillary became the first woman in the top presidential ticket for a major U.S. political party, capturing the commitments Monday from a number of delegates, which needed to win the Democratic nomination. Clinton's rise to presumptive nominee arrived early, nearly 8 years to the day after she was conceded her first White House campaign to Barack Obama. So she, I guess she's just very close to clinching that nomination. I heard yesterday that there was a possibility that was going to happen during the Super Tuesday. So I guess she's done it. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that story for you here on GJRB. All right, you got the Gary Russin here on GJRB. I got some program schedule reminders to give you. We'll give you up to date on that and let you know our program schedule changes. We got a few of them I'm going to be posting here for you a little later on, be announcing here for you a little later on. Some podcast changes as well. So stand by for that. All right. Right now, though, we're going to go to check your weather here. As I find that weather, here we go. Okay, we're going to do that now. We're going to go ahead and do weather on the 5s. It is 3:15 in the Central Time Zone. Right now, 3:15, 4:15 East, and 1:15 in the Pacific. And I'm Gary J. Russell with you on GJRB Online, on Spreaker across America and around the world. Let's take a look at our weather on the 5s right now. Colin has weakened, as I said before. He weakened into a depression as it raced from the U.S. coast of the open Atlantic. Meanwhile, conditions will improve dramatically for the eastern U.S. as a cold front ushers in a pristine armness to mark the plentiful sunshine and some low humidity. So you're treated some low humidity and sunshine for pretty much the east. But I think here in the Midwest, it's going to be hot. Okay, we'll keep a look at that, and your local weather forecast across the nation coming up a little later on, right here on GJRB. I'll give you the weather on our next weather on the 5s, and that'll be coming up around 3:55 Central here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Coming up in the next half hour, more great Christian rock, some new music coming your way. Stay with me. Adrian Steyer, classic Christian rock from Rebecca St. James on the way here on the Positive Rock Show.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page, alternating Saturdays at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB Online.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russin program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news, true news, news that's not in the mainstream on GJRB.
Sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.